Now, in this final segment, Spark Media is empowering individuals with practical skills to enhance their livelihoods through innovation and creativity. As part of their mission to uplift communities, they are offering free intensive training programs in both photography and videography. Now, in the studio this morning, we are joined by the Managing Director of Spark Media, Isadine Kamara, and he'll be shedding more light on these training programs, the motivation behind Spark Media's initiative, and how participants can make the most out of this incredible opportunity they have gotten. We also have Ambassador Kebbie-Scholz. Is that, am I correct? Oh, that's it. The newly appointed director to the Commonwealth Women's Network in the Diaspora. Ambassador Gile is here to talk about her new role. 10 years of operation of the Salam Awards and the upcoming Salam Awards in April 4th this year. And in Studio 2, we have Desmond Stanley Coker. He is representing the Prince of Wales in their centenary celebrations this year. He's a member of the Comms Committee. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, he's here to talk about their centenary float parade, which will be happening tomorrow, among many other updates this morning. But we're going to start with Spark Media. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're a famous man in this business, you know. These are kinds of opportunities that you don't get often, you know. So what scale or magnitude of youths or people are you targeting that you'll be giving these skills to in this program?
Well, we are looking out for people that are passionate, determined, really they are looking for the opportunity but don't have it. Because we previously, when we started in 2024, our goal is to promote Sierra Leone positively. So we have tried to create a positive image of Sierra Leone, but again, now we want to also focus on also creating positive impact in people's life. Not only getting beautiful image and showing it out there, but also change the lives of people, especially people who are ready to get to change but do not have the opportunity. Yeah, so that is what we are looking. We are not actually limited by age, but once you're determined and once there is no limit in gender, you could be a male or female, anybody can be part of the class. And the goal is to make sure they know the skills and put it into practice and look for opportunities for themselves and implement them.
So it's a 2-day program?
No, it's not. It's a 3-month program, once in a week.
Once a week?
Yes, once a week. So photography 1 day, videography 1 day for 3 months. So that is what.
It's totally free, of course, right?
Yes, the class is free. We are not charging people. One of the reasons why we did this is because most of us had an opportunity to learn this for free. All right. And when we were learning this, there are people who wanted the opportunity but could not get it. How we learned, we looked for people who were doing this and we worked for them as an intern. We served them. We were not getting paid. But the most important thing, we had the opportunity. So the whole team at Spark Media felt it's also important to pay back. So there are people who can afford it. You can get these courses at universities, but how many people can afford it? At Linkokwe, at Canadian University, not everybody, but they are passionate about it. We can see it from content creators. They are trying to create content for themselves. They are struggling. Some of them do not know how to go throughout this process. So we're inviting them. If you're ready for it, yes, you're welcome at Spark Media. We do these trainings and we intend to partner with maybe institutions, government institutions, to make sure the certificates we'll be giving these people are authentic and they can use it to probably get jobs at some places to upkeep their lives.
You know, there's usually an understanding or belief, I would say, where free, people then can just abuse them or something of the sort. But how are you going to put measures in place to ensure that those who become the participants of this training are actually dedicated and can keep up and, you know, would spend 3 months, learn a new skill and become profitable to themselves and whoever they are going to be working with?
So far we we pulled out a flyer that had an application on it. So one of the requirements is someone should have basic knowledge in computer, or at least you should know how to use the internet. So we said you have to send your application to an email. So all the people who send the application are those who we're going to consider. So at least you should have a basic. Like, it's difficult. Some people will be, because our contact is on the flyer, they'll be sending a message, how do I send email? I say, just write application, tell us your interest, and send it to the email. So when you send that email, we are going to call all of them and shuffle. We'll conduct interviews. Because just like you said, we don't want people to misuse the resource or waste it. You just come, maybe because we have limits. We are looking out for 40 people. If those 40 people, let's say we have 20 that are not ready for the class, we just gather them, they're wasting the opportunity for others who would have wanted to take part of the class. So what we do, we're going to call them for an interview, we interact with you, you tell us how passionate you are. Yeah, then we select, we're going to shortlist. Currently we have up to 70 applicants.
Right. Well, we're bringing in Gile, Ambassador Gile. Please firstly tell us who you are. Of course, I've seen you on TV so many times. You know, she has a show which airs on DSTV, our DSTV platform.
Oh, yes.
Channel 399.
Oh,
It's nice to see you
she's
in
the
person.
person.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, so a bit about me.
Yes, please.
Founder of the Slam Awards, Sierra Leone Association of Artists and Musicians. We've been doing this for 10 years. Also a gospel singer, a minister of the word and song, and an actress and a production company, and so much more. But I'm CEO and co-founder of Save the Nation, the nonprofit that does a lot of distributions with medical supplies over the years.
And now you've been appointed the director of
Right.
to the Commonwealth Women's Network
Right.
in the diaspora.
Yes.
What is the role about, and what are your plans?
So the Commonwealth Women's Network is a network. It is one of multiple and one of the oldest accredited organizations within the Commonwealth. And as the diaspora director, my role is to, one, connect with women in the diaspora, not just women, but businesses in the diaspora. We do have chapters in different countries. Our goal, and we are in discussion, was to have Sierra Leone as the regional office for West Africa. And once we have chapters in countries, so far we have chapters in 10 African countries, Nigeria, Ghana, so many, Jamaica, I don't want to call the wrong countries, but with those chapters, it enables your local country. We expect that the women in agriculture, climate change, gender-based violence, basically gender equality, etc. I'm sure all the things that would empower and meet our goals, our initiatives. We expect them to register with the chapters in the countries. So once that is done, when we have funding from out in the diaspora, and of course we have an office and a team, then we look at, for example, the Farmers Association in Jamaica. We're currently working with them on a documentary on agriculture and how climate change has affected them. They already have their proposal for agro-processing. And same with Sierra Leone. Of course, we had the conference last year, May. It was great, and I think it was the second conference in Sierra Leone. But in Sierra Leone, we have been able to identify a lot of women in business, agriculture, fashion, so on and so forth. But when the grants come, like the other day, I was like, can I get a grant? They said, oh, Gila, we have a grant, but it's only for women in the legal field. I said, we have women in the legal field who need help. So my goal is actually to be out there advocating for the countries we have chapters in, because a lot of the institutions don't really want to deal directly with the governments. They want to deal with organizations like us, Action Aid, etc. But they want to make sure that these organizations already know the local need and are able to direct the funds and be accountable, in the event that you can get more funding.
And now with the SLAM, let's
Right.
talk about the SLAM Awards as well, which is coming up in April. What is SLAM about, and what's the motivation behind it?
The Sierra Leone Association of Artists and Musicians, and it is called Artists because art isn't just about music. Was founded in 2012, I would say, about that time we did the first one. But what it's about is a platform that brings Sierra Leone talent together globally, from fine arts, people who draw, to fashion, to brand names. And then you have the musician who thinks we are the it. But we try to let the musician know that you are absolutely nothing without the producer, the DJ, and the promoter, and the bloggers. And so this platform also creates that, that activity that enables them to compete. And when you compete, of course, we have quality. You know, so that is what the Slam Awards is about. We first started it as like a BT award honorary thing where we just honor the legends, the people who started everything we're doing. The Bonnie Marks, the Collins Pratts, the D'Souza Georges, the Desmond Finneys have all received awards on the Slam. The Charlie Hafners, the Jimmy B's, in their own categories. And the younger generation told us, listen, you have left us out. So we decided to motivate them by creating a voting section. And the voting part is coming soon. We have a 2 weeks, or usually we try to do 2 weeks, but over the past 9 years, we've only done 6 to 7 days of voting. Last year we had 300,000 votes in 6 days. The previous year we had 114,000 votes in 6 days. And the best part about it is global, meaning from London to Europe to China to Sierra Leone, whether you are a weak person in your talent, and by that I mean brand names. When we notice a new thing coming out, we try to empower the people, like the fashion designers. Every person who we know, because we don't know everybody, every person who has taken that extra step, an extra mile to register their business, open a store, give themselves a name, we want to recognize that. And so those are some of the people we'll look at in that category. Every blogger who has decided to not be cursing, to do their due diligence, to be on a professional platform, we have that. We actually review the nominations. Yes, there's an open nomination season. It just closed in January 13th. But when we come down to deciding, which is the part that's about to come up, we are very, very argumentative amongst ourselves on who qualifies. Because you're not just representing Slam, you are representing Sierra Leone globally. We out there have friends who don't know a thing about Sierra Leone. And when I say this is our best blogger, I need to produce some facts. I need to show them a platform that looks like a good blogging platform. When I say this is our best TV host, I need to see a studio that looks like this. I need to see TV stations that are competing with one another. I need to make sure everybody in that category is doing their due diligence. I need to see Amaze TV, Star TV, AYV, all looking good. I'm not going to show something to the world that doesn't look good for my country. But the best part about it is that all of this creates competition, and most importantly, it increases the quality of our work. We have achieved a lot of quality with the music, with the videos, with the producers, with the promoters. Most importantly, we bridged the gap between America, London, and Sierra Leone. Artists are now able to know the validated and trustworthy and reliable promoters. Artists are now able to do their due diligence and know who is legit, who is not, and know the prices of things. And most importantly, they can collaborate with each other. They can collaborate with other organizations out of Sierra Leone. And there's a hub for the international world to reach out and say, Gile, where's this person? I want to work with this person. And that's the most important part for us.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Yes, that is the Slam
The
Awards.
competition began.
Exactly.
Yes,
You
yes.
Mr. Stanley Coker is in our studio too. Sure, most of you remember him. He's a very famous man to this program, and he's always been, how should I say, showering a lot of, highfalutin praises on his school. Actually, he's a man who is quite gifted with the silver tongue, and so do not be surprised this morning if you get to hear about how the Prince of Wales is the best school in Sierra Leone. Surely would come out eventually. Well, anyway, good morning and welcome to the program. I understand that you'll be parading tomorrow.
Yes.
Finally, the day is here. You've been talking about this since last year, and now the program is just close to happening.
Thank you for having me again, my brother, and thank you, viewers. Of course, the Prince of Wales is celebrating, and will be celebrating till the end of 2025, because a century of excellence is not something you see often, and it will be a celebration to behold. And of course, Prince of Wales being the best over all others will be having a float parade tomorrow. This is all about telling the world that the centenary home street is here. We are now at the home street. You know, for those who went to good schools and attended or took part in sports, the 400 meters race, the home street we all know is the last 100. For those doing 200 meters that went to good school again, or a good school, like the Prince of Wales will know that the 200 meters, the last 80 meters is the home street, and this is where the Prince of Wales is now at. Yes, tomorrow will be in the streets again, celebrating the centenary like we did in 2024. And we'll all be in our house colors. All Prince Williams, past and present, will be in our house colors. For those who were in the Great Mansfield House, of which I belong, the blue, Mansfield, and the others, like Wilberforce, yellow, Granville, red, Macaulay, green, will all be in the streets of Freetown again, like we did, or better than we did for the sponsored walk on the 30th of November 2024. And we'll be also processing from two ends of the town. We wanted to start from Upgon in the east, but we were begged by the City Council not to shut down the east end of Freetown. So we opted to start at the Annie Walsh Memorial School. So we'll be starting at the Annie Walsh Memorial School for those coming from the east. And for us coming from the west, we're also begged by the council, in the same manner, not to start from the Lumley roundabout, because when we started from the Lumley roundabout, we had a whole 3-hour shutdown of the west end of Freetown. But now we'll be starting from Moritown Junction, right to the roundabout of Rokel Commercial Bank. And we'll all be processing down to the Prince of Wales School. But we're trying to see how best we can simultaneously converge at the King Tom Bridge roundabout, and then we move into our precinct in style, in pomp and pageantry. And this will be climaxed by merriment like we did on the 30th of November. And we'll be having other activities which are coming again to tell people about, or tell the world about, because the world is looking up to the Prince of Wales now, because this is a celebration, craved and longed for by the world at large. Not only in Sierra Leone, because we thought it was only in Sierra Leone, but now the Prince of Wales, making the waves we are making and we've been making, will be seen the world over. Wow.
You said the world had been waiting, for this celebration. Okay, well, I'm not totally aware actually, but yeah, and he's claiming that his school is the best, and he's making the same argument this morning. I don't know if you share that view, anyways, but yeah, we have a CEO who also attended the same school, so by virtue of
certainly
this professional proximity, we're also associates, yes, to the Prince of just get for support. I know chairman business,
Chairman business.
That's the general ticket of a Prince William. We always excel and make others, regard others along with us.
Oh wow. We should give yourself get it.
Definitely.
Anyway, Spark Media, we were trying to round off managing time, quite meticulously. But I wanted to know, is this going to be a one-off program, or you'll be doing it succeedingly every year, like a ritual now?
Yes, we want to Yeah.
Okay.
And the class, some people we are even asking whether it's only for beginners. No, we're training from beginners to advanced. So even if you have an experience in videography and photography, we will be inviting different people who have been in the field for a very long period of time and to come teach people who are advanced stage. So even if you have knowledge in this, it's a place we are all going to learn. And it's not only Spark team that will be lecturing these people. We're inviting people from different fields as long as you have been here. Probably we'll even get someone from AYV or other media houses, or probably even international guests to come and lecture and train people, because we have already started getting people who are willing to come and participate. So yes, we are training people from beginners to advanced. We already have syllabus for this, because we don't just want to teach randomly. We want to make sure we are on the path. We know what we're doing, you know, because it's something that is going very far. And by God's grace, every year we'll be able to fund this and sustain it.
Is application still on, or?
Yes, application closes February 2nd, that is this Sunday. The interview starts from Monday to Thursday. We start calling people. Then after the interview, we do the shortlist, and we start the class, definitely.
Yeah. How can you be reached lastly?
How
can you be reached? You have like...
Yes, so we have, the email is hello@sparkmedia.sl or on 074-11110. Yeah, so you can reach us by that. Our address is at 3 Bright Lane, Coal Farm, Wilkinson Road.
Okay.
That's it.
You have a new office. I mean, with new offices comes, you know, ambition, you know, projections for the future, you know, plans that you're working in, blueprints more or less. What are your immediate strategies, you know, as we round off?
Our immediate strategies are to work with the small business organizations you've already identified. Those we have, especially with climate change, we've started documentaries, because documentaries help to enhance the proposal writing process or granting process, and most importantly, accountability, having the ability to make sure they do register with the Commonwealth Women's Network in Sierra Leone. The president here is Ms. Nene Bajalo, the Secretary General is Sia Mansour, and being able to ensure that when we have the funding, they are going to be directed to the right people in need. And one thing I can say is countries like Ghana, Nigeria, as we speak, they are very aggressive in their chapters. Luckily for Sierra Leone, the Diaspora Director is Sierra Leonean. I won't forget my country, but I'm telling you, like all the chapter countries are really aggressive. We just came from the CHOGAM conference in Samoa, and we had a lot of possibilities there. There's a lot of people who want to work with us, and we look forward to working with them too.
But as you've just mentioned, them being aggressive, it also, how would you also ensure that your chapter here as well work towards replicating the same energy? Because in as much as you're in the position now, you wouldn't sit there forever.
Right.
And what if we do not have someone who's so influential in that seat, and we do not put in the energy to make sure we're aggressive enough to receive all of the grants or whatever it is to grab?
Right, and so in everything, the foundation has to be strong for you to stand, right? So as we are here on the foundation, and it is a foundation that has existed, having new appointees who have been identified to be iron ladies, you know, people who are pushful and go-getters is key. But also people who are good communicators, ensuring we maintain a database. We do have reports. Every chapter gives a yearly report, not just documentation, but financial reports, project reports. And, you know, I could tell you some of the projects that are already ongoing, not just in Sierra Leone, but out of Sierra Leone. And there is such a great need. Why would you sit down and allow that need to not be fulfilled? Find a need and fill it, right? Fill that space. So we are here. We're just asking you to do the right thing, register, document, communicate. And I can tell you, apart from the executive on the ground here, the businesswomen themselves are super aggressive. I really admire their tenacity. They have been able to push, and sometimes when I'm out of the country, but they will reach out. And I said, no, get back to the chapter head. And when we have something, it goes through that channel. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a chapter in Sierra Leone, the Commonwealth Women's Network. Sia Manso is our Secretary General. Ms. Nene Bajalo is the President. I don't know their numbers off the top of my head, but please feel free to email cwndiaspora@gmail.com.
All right. It's a pleasure.
Yes.
Having you this morning. Finally, Sukoka, what should we expect?
A lot. So we'll be also having our Memorial Day on the 9th of February, because we won't have a float parade and forget the memories of those gone to the world beyond. Right. We'll be having our Memorial Day on the 9th of February, and this will take place at the Warren Methodist Church for the Christians and the Edward Street Mosque for the Muslims. Of course, Saturday past we launched our fabric, our centenary fabric, which we all know as Ashobi, of unique quality, the topmost you can ever find around. It's sold at the school for 300 leones per piece, or palapa as we all know it. And like I said, it's of very, very, very high quality, because Prince of Wales, we deal with quality in all we do. So for the Memorial Day, because we'll be having the names of those gone beyond in a box, read and remembered, after which, you know, Prince of Wales is a secular school. We respect and believe in all, religious beliefs. So we will be converging together and solemnly marching to the school, and we finally lay the wreaths and other memorabilia for the deceased Prince Williams and teachers who served the school, because we do not only remember the Prince Williams, we also remember those who made the Prince Williams. That's the teachers and past principals. As in our fourth stanza of the school song written by our principal William J. Davis, MBE, in 1936, which says, "Though scattered far, we seldom meet the friends our boyhood knew. Old joys and griefs in memory dwell, toned down to sober hue." We will be remembering them all, because we won't celebrate 100 years of excellence or a century of excellence and forget about those who were with us, before us, and have now left us for the world beyond. And on the 22nd, we'll be climaxing the February schedule, because we have been having activities since we launched in May last year at the Bintuman International Conference Center, and we'll be having activities till the ultimate day on the 6th of April, when we'll be marching through the streets of Freetown with great pomp and pageantry in a royal hue, if you like. So on the 22nd of February, we'll be having the Alfresco, Africana, and Barbecue Day, meeting together with the current pupils, parents, well-wishers, and you yourselves, which I know are very much associated with the Prince of Wales. You are very much associated with the Prince of Wales. And to our CEO, of course, he was here and he'll be here. He'll be leading the band come April. Watch and see. Wow. You'll see something which you've never seen before.
All right.
And we are calling on all Prince Williams tomorrow. Let's be out in our numbers. We do not want to be in our Chinese numbers. Rather, we want to be out in our world numbers. Because China is just one part of the world. But you have China, Russia, Africa, Asia in general, and of course Europe, Americas. So we all together will be converging tomorrow at both ends to march down to the Prince of Wales School, play the music we know people know us for, decent sounds, not the sounds of Our days, which the others are renowned for, but decent sounds, decent tunes. We march down in a princely manner, orderly fashion. We dance down. You know, have you ever seen the royal dance?
I believe we'll
take a look at the streets of Freetown tomorrow. You'll see the royal dance. The Prince Williams will be filling the streets of Freetown down to the school, celebrating the centenary in the float parade. Don't miss it.
Desmond Stanley Coker again. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, you've also been hearing from Izzadeen Kamara. He's managing director, Spark Media, on their forthcoming training program. Ambassador Amb Kebbie-Scholz, new director of Commonwealth Women Network Diaspora. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. Welcome back. We are rounding off now, actually. We don't want to keep you too long. As we had told you, we have a special package coming up, something new, something you've all been anticipating. But before that, we also have someone in the studio with us. He's Maurice Mack. I'm sure most of you would know him. Kangabagai. But this team for you too, for man they call this kind of well, he goes by the stage name Village Boy. I mean, he's one of Sierra Leone's top musicians in the diaspora. Now today he's here to tell us about his inspirational life in the music field, you know, his journey, and briefly what the future holds. He's just released a video titled Luma, which you should also look forward to watching. But good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
You know, aside the name being this stubborn to pronounce, you know, what else should we know about you?
I'm a Sierra Leonean, born and raised in Sierra Leone. I was fortunate enough to find myself in the States, and I'm just trying to pursue some goals and dreams, bring some of those goals and dreams back home, and be able to just, you know, live my life and enjoy a little bit. We're here for a short time. I want to enjoy it.
You'll enjoy it?
I enjoy my life, man.
Luma.
Luma. So yeah, Luma is a new project that I just finished. Okay. I'm adding to my catalog of videos and music that I'm currently making. I'm just trying to show the Sierra Leone audience how they can find my songs, where they can find my songs, and hopefully build a good fan base here, as I am also trying to do the same over there.
What genre of music do you sing?
I like to say contemporary, like Afro pop, but with I add a lot of Mende in my music. Okay. So, you know, I'll be doing this anything regular, and then some lyrics will just be in Mende, because, you know, I like to identify myself as Sierra Leonean, and it's something that's just part of my vocabulary all the time. So even when I'm speaking, sometimes you find myself at the chat Mende small.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
That's a good thing. Also joining us this morning is Emmanuel Nyakebomo. He's the producer now for the program AYV on Sunday, and he's joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
A lot of people have been actually anticipating this show. What newness, what freshness, you know, what standard or style is it coming back with on screen?
First of all, let me just say good morning to the audience, both national and international. AYV on Sunday has been like the face of the AYV editorial, so we are very keen about it. And the standard of the program itself has been very high. We are not oblivious of that particular fact, but we are trying as best way as we can to maintain the standard, and not just to maintain it, but to even go beyond what has been already set. So it's going to be very sparkling, it's going to be very thrilling, it's going to be very trending, it's going to be a hard-hitting debate. But in the midst of it being a very hard-hitting debate, we also want it to be very credible at the end of the day, because we are journalists, and definitely the AYV editorial believes in credibility and professionalism.
We'll also be anchoring this program, you know.
Exactly.
Yes, it's good you touched on credibility.
Exactly,
you know,
that's very
program,
important.
which is quite, you know, weak these days in Sierra Leone, given all of the funny politics going on and all of that. A lot of people are looking for where they will be getting answers to, you know. Yeah. And this program, as you've said, is one that will squeeze accountability, you know, from its guests. Exactly. It's way different from programs like WUSL. There is an accountability program, and so, well, we're apologizing in advance for anyone who will get offended
It's
by
really
gracing
going to
the
be
program,
hot
because it's not going to be, you know, easy.
Exactly.
It's going to be hard and rough, but all geared towards maintaining, you know, decency, balance, and accountability in Sierra Leone.
Of course, you know, in journalism, you have what we call the ABC method. Even when you produce your content, it has to be accurate, it has to be balanced, it has to be clear. And of course, if you look at the Constitution of Sierra Leone, which is the ground of the state, Act number 6 of 1991, of course, Section 25, for example, makes provision for freedom of speech. But you also have limitations as well. For example, public safety, privacy, among others. So we are trying as best as we can to maintain the principle. You know, so these are all some of the things, these are some of the principles that we believe in for AYV on Sunday. But it's not just about AYV on Sunday, even other programs as well within the AYV editorial.
You know, let's just briefly, as we round off, you know, talk about the audience participation, the live audience and all of that. And to understand that the program will also be catering for live audience, sitting in the studio whilst the program is going on. And they'll have the opportunity to ask questions as well.
So we're going to have 10 participants from the media, civil society, and all walks of life. And but it's going to be on first come, first served basis. So if you want to have a seat, you must ensure that you come early for the program. Of course, we're going to start at 7 p.m. to 9. So it's going to be a very long period, you know. And also we have rules that we're going to share before the program will have to start. So my encouragement actually to the audience is to just look forward for something very palatable. I mean, we've done a lot of work. We have really invested our efforts in ensuring that we have a quality program. Of course, we must appreciate others as well who initiated the program. Of course, Samuel Wise, Angela and others, they invested so much in the program. So they have built this standard of the program. So we coming in as producers and presenters of the program, we actually don't want to water down the standard for AYV on Sunday.
For nothing, actually.
Exactly.
Back to you. You've been doing this for a while, actually, from what you explained earlier. You know, every artist has a hitting point, you know, a particular journey where they are headed to, you know, what they want to achieve, you know, in life. Should I call it the sacred goal of every artist, if you like, you know? What are you aiming for? What do you want to be remembered for in this business you're doing?
I want my music to outlive me for a very long time.
Okay.
You know, cases like Bob Marley and others whose music has outlived them for generations. And I always tell people that I'm not worried about making a quick buck right now, you know. If I am not able to see the money from the music right now, maybe my family, my daughter and others will be able to enjoy it as generational wealth, which is why I pride myself in making timeless music. Okay. Music that can be played in homes and not just clubs. So I want to be, I'm trying to achieve, I don't know, timelessness. Okay. My music to play forever.
Lastly? Yeah. What would you like to leave the audience with as departing words?
Oh, sure. I'm appealing to the Sierra Leone audience. There's a lot of good talent. There's a lot of really amazing talent in this country, and it will be very good for us to work together and promote each other, because we're a very small population. Let us continue to work together, push each other's craft, and then we can achieve greatness.
So I don't know if the technical team actually has the song Luma.
Yes.
So we actually just play it, but that will be as we round off. So we'll get to see the video definitely.
Manuel, do you have any final comments?
As we round off, we are expecting the audience to really get prepared. Like I said, it's going to be on first come, first served basis. And we are also expecting a very thrilling, trending, sparkling discussion. But at the heart of it all, we are going to ensure that we implement the social responsibility theory of journalism, in ensuring that even though there is freedom of speech, we have to do it responsibly. You know, even the UDHR, for example, Article 19 also speaks about freedom of speech, but there are also limitations. So we are very keen about that as a production. And I must say kudos to the team. You know, the camaraderie that we've shared so far, you know, behind the scene has been very exceptional.
All right, thank you so much. I think it's the director's vision, you know, and mission to ensure that the OIV continues, you know, in its journey of delivering quality and standard. And this year, particularly, people are going to see much more from the OIV than ever before, actually, you know. More hands are being brought on board, and quite soon, the public will be hearing from us in a grand style, as they say. She likes to smile. That's the enchanting nature of it all, you know. Our smile is so dazzling and mesmerizing that it has the tendency to wake up a dead man. But hey, she could be quite lethal as well. Not to me, actually, you know, yes. But anyways, I think
Okay.
for Toku.
No, don't worry. I'm saving it for off camera, you know now.
All right. Well, I guess this is where I would say au revoir, goodbye. Thank you so much, for today.